A reading from the Gospel of John, chapter 15, beginning at verse 18. If the world hates you, be aware that it hated me before it hated you. If you belonged to the world would love you as its own. Because you do not belong to the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hates you. Remember the word that I said to you. Servants are not greater than their master. If they persecuted me, they will persecute you. If they kept my word, they will keep yours also. But they will do all these things to you on account of my name, because they do not know him who sent me. Welcome to this first daily reflection on this glorious 1st of June. For some of you, I guess this means it's the day your school children return to school, and so it may be a time of mixed emotions. It's also the day when we are able to meet in groups of up to 6 people, providing we observe social distancing rules. An opportunity for us to see our loved ones again. And then the history lovers amongst you may think of the first and largest fleet action that took place in 1794. And yet for others, it simply means that ordinary time has resumed. But today in the Church's year, we celebrate the feast of one of the many martyrs of the truth of God, St. Justin the Martyr, early teacher of the faith and philosopher. Justin was one of the most important Greek philosophers. He was from Samaria and lived in the 2nd century. He became a Christian when he encountered an old Syrian man who opened his eyes and minds to the truth and love of God. Justin dedicated himself to the service of God by using his knowledge and intellect. He was one of the first known writers to quote from the Acts of the Apostles, and he often travelled from place to place, spending some time in Rome. And he did all these things on account of God's name. You know, following Jesus on one level seems rather romantic and holy. However, following Jesus may at times be quite tricky, a difficult journey. There are times when we experience rejection or hate. Are we willing to follow Jesus rather than the crowd? Are we willing to deal with all sorts of different emotions, including anger and rejection? If we make choices to do what is truly loving and kind and of God. The world is not an easy place to live, and each day we have opportunities to make choices. So how can we witness to God in the things that we say and do, so that others will see God's truth fully alive in us? How can we be like Justin? How can we be steadfast in our faith? And by that faith, enable others to hold fast to all things that are of God. Amen.